Either you kiss me or you bake a cake. A boy asks a woman. I don't know how to bake a cake. She answers. It all starts with a woman trying to take a shower, but her shower isn't heating up. She goes to her husband and informs him that she won't be able to take a shower because the water doesn't heat up. The husband responds by saying that it's hot and a bath of fried water would be nice to cool off. She denies it, saying he has to fix it soon. The guy doesn't want to fix it, saying he's not an electrician. The woman leaves disappointed. Minutes later, the woman notices that her kitchen faucet is not running water. Once again, she goes to tell her husband about the situation. The husband is in front of his computer and his wife calls him talking about the problem with the kitchen faucet. He is totally unaware of the situation and asks what he has to do with it. The woman certainly lectures him, saying that he should clean it up because she needs to wash the dishes. Husband says he can't do anything because he's not a plumber to take care of it. A day later, the woman notices that the light in one of the rooms of her house is out. She goes to her husband again, who is now sleeping, and asks for urgent measures. The baggy husband wakes up saying that he has nothing to do with it and that he shouldn't wake him up just to do that nonsense. At that moment, his wife remembers all the things he is failing to arrange inside the house, that it is absurd. But he pays no attention and continues to sleep. The next day, the wife, disappointed with her husband's lack of attention, decides to call her neighbor to try to solve the problems in the house. When he arrives, she tells the neighbor about her problems. The neighbor asks why the woman's husband didn't do all these things for her. The woman says that her husband is good for nothing and that she is desperate to resolve these issues soon. The neighbor understands the situation and asks for a period of 20 minutes to solve the problems requested by the woman. After less than 20 minutes, the helpful neighbor informs you that he has finished fixing all the things. She politely thanks him a lot, that if it weren't for him, her husband wouldn't have done anything. Finally, she asks how much the services he performed were worth. The neighbor then says that the value was $20. The woman goes into despair, finding the value too expensive and that she will not be able to pay. The neighbor thinks for a few seconds and decides to give the woman two options. Either she agrees to kiss him or makes him a cake. The woman quickly responds that she doesn't know how to bake a cake. Later, the lazy husband returns home, complaining about work. When going to wash his hands in the sink, he notices that the faucet is working and finds this situation strange. The husband goes to the couch where his wife is and asks if everything is okay. She replies yes. He soon questions what happened, that the faucet was working when he went to wash his hands. Being honest, the wife tells her husband that she called the neighbor and that he fixed everything. The husband finds this surprising and is grateful for the neighbor and says that it is very difficult for people to do things like that without charging money. The wife soon says that it wasn't free, that the neighbor asked if she could pay him by making a cake or kissing him. At that moment, the husband gets angry and calls the neighbor a scoundrel and a profiteer, who just waited for him to leave for work to try to tease his wife. Then the husband asks what cake his wife had made for the neighbor. She says that she didn't make any cake, after all she is not a baker.